Hey guys, it's Bumper. Hope you're having a great day today, and if not, hopefully I can make things a little bit brighter. And welcome back to Genshin Impact. It's been a while. I think it's been like more than a month at this point since I've streamed Genshin. Been having a little bit of troubles and been a little bit busy with work, but now we can finally get back to doing some stuff in this wonderful world. And sorry that I started the stream a little late today. Was having some technical difficulties. For some reason, the stream was not showing up. I do not know why. But finally we're up and going, and let me know, by the way, if there is any problems with my voice or audio mixing, because I got a brand new microphone. Got a blue snowball, and I think it sounds actually a lot better than my old microphone. Oh, and I don't know about you guys, but I like how it sounds. It sounds good. But if any of you guys are wondering what we're doing today we are going to be doing some prerequisites for another quest that I'm wanting to do, which is, of course, the new interlude quest with old Scaramouche, or Wanderer, whatever we're calling him, now. Because just like I haven't done the prerequisite quests yet, so those are going to be Raiden Shogun's first quest and Kazuha's story quest. And if we have some time, we might also do checking out the TCG game later, if I feel like it, or even do Raiden's second quest if I feel like going for it. It's been a while since I streamed, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go that far. But we'll see when we get there. We're definitely going to do the two prerequisite quests first. So why don't we jump right into that? So if I remember, I've never had to actually unlock one of the story quests. So if I remember correctly, it costs 1 key to unlock a quest. And where's Raiden's? There she is. You got to do Raiden's before Kazuha's. So unlock this, please. And how do we start this? I guess in the main... Return to quest screen to view details. Okay, so let's see. That would be... Here we go. Reflections of Mortality. So that will be our first quest for today. So I wonder what this is going to be like, because as Raiden Shogun, she isn't my favorite character, but she's interesting at least. Oh, Toma! I didn't expect to see him here. Hello, bud.
If the Tenryou Commission won't assist in dealing with the thunderstorm, the consequences could be catastrophic.
It's not that we're unwilling to do our part. We just don't have any spare hands right now. I hope you can understand.
Is everything okay? What's going on?
Exactly. So let's keep the discussion going and see if we can find a solution.
Hey, Toma! What's going on?
Yeah, I have no clue what's happening.
Hello you two. We were just talking about what an impact you've made in Inazuma.
A Genshin Impact? Sorry, but are you mocking me?
Greetings. Thank you both again for delivering Miss Hiragi's letter that time.
Oh, Miss Hiragi, was that the girl who wanted, like, her love letter delivered? Yeah, I did that. I guess you're welcome?
Ah, so they're friends of yours. I'm Master Kamaji's servant. Call me Ippei.
Hello, Ippei. Sounds like you guys are having some trouble.
Well, the Tri-Commission's work used to consist of gathering information for the Shogun and carrying out any duties she assigned. But recently, she announced that she wishes to spend some time in solitude and self-reflection. Since she is refusing to receive any visitors, there is no one to tell us what to do. We all understand if the Shogun needs some quiet time to gather her thoughts. The only problem is, in the meantime, the thunderstorm out at sea has been getting wilder.
I hear that the storm represents the Shogun's will. So, is she okay, maybe?
Yep, that's the one. And all the time it's been there, the storm has never changed in shape or size. But now, it seems to be drawing closer to Inazuma.
What? So her will's changed and she wants to destroy Inazuma now? Or is this her way of trying to get revenge on us?
That would be a bit childish and crazy to destroy her people just to get back at us.
Oh yeah, you're right. If she really wanted to get revenge on us, she could just strike us with lightning right here.
why do you look so happy whenever you're talking about us getting struck down with lightning, Paimon?
Which would also be pretty scary.
Yeah, getting struck by lightning does not sound fun.
I don't think you need to worry about that. The reason we're concerned is that we've never known the Almighty Shogun's will to falter before.
Considering Liyue's god left not too long ago, it's hard not to take it as a bad sign. A lot of people now believe that the thunderstorm is getting wilder because the Almighty Shogun is having health problems. The fact that she won't see anyone right now makes us concerned that things are only going to get worse.
Oh, no, that definitely seems like a valid concern. Is there something we could maybe do to help? Try to go knock knock, hey, will you let us in? And so we can figure out what's going on here?
Right. So, before rumors start spreading, Miss Kamisato got me to come here and discuss countermeasures with the Tenryou Commission. We need to make sure we're prepared to deal with the chaos if and when it arrives.
Unfortunately, the reality is that the Tenryou Commission is facing huge internal instability at the moment. The Kujo clan has lost control over the other clans.
Huh? Why is that?
Yeah, I have no clue why that would be.
The Kujo clan is still awaiting the Shogun's trial for colluding with the Fatui and nearly destroying the whole of Inazuma.
Oh, right. I kind of forgot about that. It's been a while since we've done the Inazuma Archon quests. It's been like almost half a year at this point, so I kind of forgot.
Everyone knows that a change of commissioner is inevitable. It's just a matter of time before the Almighty Shogun hands down her decree.
To put it simply, no one will take orders from the Kujo clan anymore. But there's still work that has to be done.
If Mr. Takayuki was in better health, there might be a way through. But now?
Who?
My lack of ability is to blame. I failed to uncover the truth in time, and I failed to stop my father. And now, as acting head of the clan, I'm failing to quell the unrest.
Gotcha.
Don't blame yourself, Master. You have to at least keep your chin up until your older brother returns. The Kujo clan can't cope with any more instability in its current state.
A lot of political stuff going on, it seems.
Yes, you're right. Masahito has enough on his plate at the moment. Mustn't cause any more issues for him. Okay, Toma, let's revisit this discussion in a few days. Right now, I need to go visit Takatsukasa Susumu, head of the Takatsukasa clan. He's the only one capable of taking charge of the situation now.
That was a mouthful. Takatatsuka. Yeah, that's a tongue twister.
I suppose. Well, okay, no problem. A speedy resolution to the Tenryou Commission's internal issues is in our best interest as well.
I'll come with you, Master.
No need. I'll handle this by myself.
Oh, okay. Take care then. Come back soon.
If you think about it, both the thunderstorm situation and the issue with the Tenryou Commission have been caused by the Shogun's decision to take some time off, right?
Yeah.
If things carry on like this, people will start to panic.
Maybe we can invite her out for a while?
Huh? You can actually do that?
I'm not for sure, but it's worth a shot, I guess.
Don't know for sure, but we may as well try. Whether she takes us up on the offer or not will depend on what mood she's in.
Sounds like you guys know what to do. Shall I leave it up to you then? You know, everyone's worrying about the Shogun's condition, but if people got to see her in person, it would put their fears to rest.
I'll try.
Thank you very much. I owe you one, again.
The way Paimon sees it, there's only one person who might have the chance to see the Shogun while she's isolating, right?
Kujo-Sara, or maybe Yae Miko?
Let's take a trip to the Grand Narukami Shrine!
Yep, I was right. Alright, well, I guess we gotta get Raiden to take a break so that she's not dying or something, I don't know. Or bummed. Something like that. Can you guys hear me, by the way? I'm worried since there aren't really, like, my viewers keep falling off, that there might be something wrong with my mic. Could someone tell me if
I can't decide
my
whether
mic is,
parasite
like,
tastes
actually
better with
picking
salt
stuff
and
up?
pepper or garlic and
I bet you
herbs?
guys can hear me. Zhangling, could you be quiet for 2 seconds? let's see. I wanted to test something real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, guys. Just had to go and ask a friend of mine to check and see if my mic is actually working, because there aren't really any viewers at the moment. They keep on dropping on and off, so we'll find out in a second if this is working or not. Hopefully the answer is yes, because I'd prefer not to be having big problemos right now, you know? Big problemos ain't good. I'd prefer to not have another one of those streams where my mic just decides to be stupid. So, yeah, hopefully this new mic is actually working and streaming. But it should be, because I've tested it, but I don't know. Hopefully the answer is yes, that it's working, and you people can actually hear me. Where am I supposed to even be going? Look for Yae Miko. I don't see Yae Miko. Is she maybe just relaxing around the pond? Maybe? No? If I had to make a guess, she's in there, but I don't know if I want to start it while I'm possibly having technical difficulties. Yep, she's up there. I'll wait 2 seconds to see if I get a text or anything about that my live stream is doing good or bad. Let's see. Sorry that I'm having to do this, guys. It just, I really don't want to have... I've had a stream once in the past where the volume didn't go through, and I just had like an hour or two without audio, so that was not fun. That was not great. I don't need emails right now. I need a text telling me whether my audio is working or not. But yeah, hopefully the answer is yes from who I'm getting to look at this stream. I'm really sorry, but I'm having to take a pause here. I'll probably just cut it out of the edited version of the live stream because this is taking a while. Which, that's okay. I'd rather spend a few minutes making sure that everything's okay rather than find out later, oh my gosh, you guys couldn't hear me. I really like Inazuma. This is actually one of my favorite places to be in Inazuma, this shrine. It's so pretty. All the cherry blossoms. I really need to take a picture here with my characters. It would look cute. Like, Ayato would be really fitting around here to take a picture. Okay, can I actually get a message back? Because that would be good. Let's see, give me 2 seconds here, guys. Oh, I think I got a text.
Wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Alright, so it seems that I can be heard. That is good. Very good indeed. Okay, so we're not having problems. Just apparently today is just a low stream count day, but that's alright. Alright, so let's actually continue on with this rather than waiting around. Yae? Can I get a free ticket to talk with Miss Shogun?
I
I wasn't expecting to receive VIP shrine visitors during downtime. So I suppose you're here just to visit me?
Actually, I wanted to ask you about something.
How cold. I saved your skin, didn't I? Surely you could at least humor me by engaging in some small talk first?
Sure, you saved my skin in one sense by giving up the, electronosis, but you also made me had to fight Scara in, like Archon form, because just, like, he took the Gnosis, and Dottore used it against me, but... so, yeah, you kind of caused more problems than good, actually. But I guess I would have died there anyway, so fine, I'll give it to you.
Then again, I suppose your frankness is part of your charm. So tell me, what is the matter?
We need to go see Raiden.
We heard the Shogun decided to take a break, and since then the thunderstorm around Inazuma has gotten wilder. Rumor has it that the thunderstorm is affected by the Shogun's will, so people are worrying that something might be wrong with her.
Plus, the Tenryou condition also needs her attention.
All right. There's little purpose in keeping anything hidden from you anyway. Since the battle, the Shogun has been greatly troubled and her temperament has changed drastically.
What?
Her temperament changed? How?
Her power was already on the decline. Then you dealt her that fateful strike. The defeat was a heavy blow to her. It also didn't help that I forgot to bring her some tricolor dango and light novels when I went to see her. Oh, the poor thing. Without desserts and books to console herself with, she was so angry she quite simply lost it. Crying and ranting and raving. Oh, I could hardly bear to see her that way.
So, should we go and maybe get her something before we go and say hi?
You expect us to believe that a god would throw a temper tantrum over something like that?
It's not beyond the realm of possibility. After all, the Archon of Mora doesn't have any Mora.
Before you get too indignant, consider the fact that your concerns sound every bit as nonsensical to me as that blatant lie did to you. A seeks eternity. To her, mortal lives come and go in the blink of an eye. Of what consequence to her are mortal concerns for her well-being?
You're saying she's fine, right?
Yeah, I'm not picking up what you're laying down, Miko.
I don't know the details. She said she wanted to rest, and I have nothing pressing that requires her attention. So there is no reason to disturb her.
There's plenty reason.
I have heard about the thunderstorm, though. As to the cause, it is not inconceivable that, as you suggest, her will has wavered somewhat.
All the more reason to check on her.
I am the only one in all of Inazuma who can visit her while she is resting. But tell me, why should this concern me? Why should I do this for you, when I already have everything one could ever want, and have seen everything one could ever wish to see?
Do it for the people in Inazuma and her. She needs help.
I like that answer. Here is the pass permit. Show it to the Okuzumeshu at the gate, and he will let you in.
Thanks, Miko.
Thank you.
My question was in jest, but since you answered it in earnest, please stay true to your word.
Can do.
Oh, and don't forget to return the pass permit to me after you have finished with it.
Okay, I think I can agree to that. Thank you for the help, yay, Miko. Even if you can be a little troublesome sometimes.
The almighty Shogun has requested solitude. No visitors allowed.
Au contraire, mon frere, I got something to get us past.
Oh, we've got a pass permit from Miko.
Don't be ridiculous. Lady Guji never gives her pass permit to another person. Not even esteemed travelers like yourselves.
Just look.
Guji-ai is only authorized to hold that pass permit because of the trust that the almighty Shogun places in her, and her alone. Wait, this is authentic.
Feel free to check with Miko if you don't believe me.
Understood. Then as the Shogun has ordered, I must not stand in your way. Apologies. Please proceed. Since the Shogun is resting at this time, please be especially respectful and make sure your behavior is impeccable.
I'll do my best to be on my best behavior. No promises, though.
back and forth. Don't you think she looks a little anxious?
Yeah, Raiden, sorry for bothering you, but we need to talk.
How did you get in?
Yay, Miko let us in.
Trespassers are to be eliminated at once.
Hold up. I've escaped death once, I don't want to have to do it again.
Wait, no, it's us! Why are you treating us like we're your enemies? We made amends, didn't we? Also, we got in by totally legitimate means!
Denied. Use of force has been forbidden. Anyway, be gone. Do not disturb my solitude.
Forbidden? Why? Is everything okay?
That is of no concern. This is my recuperation state.
What do you make of this? She's acting strange, huh?
Do puppets really need rest and relaxation?
This body has no need of rest. But I am an assistant to the one within. If she wishes to rest, I must follow her will.
Paimon gets it. So this is all A's doing. But why? Surely you going about your business doesn't interfere with the plane of euthymia.
I wouldn't think so, but maybe it does.
She's got plenty of space in there. Seems like it would be the perfect place for rest and relaxation.
I do as she wishes. I can say no more than this.
Everyone's worried and wants to see Raiden Shogun, so why not come out and put their minds at rest?
I cannot. In my current state, even if I went out, I could do nothing. I am currently unwilling to deal with any business. I am also incapable of it.
What do you mean by that?
Does Raiden Shogun have like inside there like an off switch of just like shut down?
It has been forbidden. Please refrain from making me talk any further.
This is going well.
What should we do? It feels like this conversation is going nowhere.
Are you sick?
Ah, it's you two. It's been a while.
What?
The Shogun can't do much at the moment. Come straight in and see me.
What? What's happening? Oh, we're back here again. And it looks a lot nicer this time, a little less foreboding. Still a little cray, but not as scary. So sorry. Hopefully you don't take offense to me putting that in here. Miss Zen Garden, could you go away, please? That would be nice. No? Okay. Raiden, what's going on?
That was terrifying. Would it be so hard to give us a little warning first?
It's not your first time. I don't see what there is to be so alarmed about.
So, is the Shogun broken? Are you gonna get it fixed, or...?
Don't worry. The Shogun's not broken. I've just temporarily disabled many of her functions.
Oh, so yeah, you do have an off switch.
Currently, the Shogun is unable to handle any business and cannot appear as me. So the easiest solution was to announce that I am resting.
So that's what she meant by forbidden.
As I said, I need to think about Inazuma's eternity, and thinking takes time.
True, but what about, like, just taking a bit of time to relax as well? That might help.
But the Shogun is still running based on her old rules. I can't allow her to make any mistakes while I am working things out.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Good point, it is a robot.
No, she was not created to ever be turned off. Furthermore, I had even predicted at the time that I may wish to modify the Shogun's operational rules at some point in the future. However, such changes would not be conducive to eternity.
Dang, you're strict with yourself.
That's why the Shogun has a robust system to safeguard against modification. It's also to protect against unforeseen circumstances. For now, while I figure out the form that eternity should take, it's more effective for me to temporarily disable some of the puppet's functions, rather than attempt to modify her rules.
Alright.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! The thunderstorm's getting out of control because some of the Shogun's functions have been disabled.
The thunderstorm is getting out of control? This is the first I've heard of it.
Well, maybe it's because you locked yourself in your room like Elsa and aren't coming out. And not letting anybody talk with you.
Huh? Okay, well, let us bring you up to speed.
I see. So the thunderstorm is drawing closer.
You can fix it, right?
It's just a minor error. This kind of thing was bound to happen. A small modification to the Shogun should fix it.
So, everyone was worked up over nothing?
Don't look at me like that. I've never had to tinker with the Shogun before, and she's very complicated. It's practically inevitable for something to go wrong when you start tweaking things.
I guess. Makes sense.
Yes, that's it. I'm not making excuses. It's the truth.
Sounds like you're convincing yourself more than me.
It's fine, just as long as you can fix it is all.
Any progress on your thoughts about eternity since we were talking about it before?
Not much. As before, I can see the way forward, yet there are still contradictions. But there is no urgency. To reach an ill-conceived verdict in haste, just for the sake of having reached one, would be a confusion of priorities.
How about we go for a walk, and just take a brief breath, just, relax. Might help with your thinking process.
If everyone sees that the Shogun is in good health, it'll put all the speculation and rumors out there to rest. And who knows? A change of scenery might put you in a different mood and give you some fresh inspiration.
You mean leave the plane of euthymia?
It might do you some good, actually.
Yes, you're right. After all, the Shogun is currently unable to take care of business on my behalf. All right, then. I'll come out for a while. Oh, since the theme of the day is a change of pace, you can just call me A. I'm not a great fan of rigid titles.
Alright.
What? But you're just A's consciousness, aren't you? Can consciousness actually leave this place?
I have my ways. I would never subject myself to imprisonment voluntarily.
Good thinking.
Oh, great! Then there's nothing to worry about. Allow us to be your tour guides.
Tour guides? What's a tour guide?
Oh dear, we're gonna have a lot to teach her.
Someone to show you around the Inazuma of today and give you tips on where to eat and how to have fun. All right, let's go!
It sounds like it'd be fun. So, where are we going first? Paimon obviously is leading the way, so where are we heading? Let's see, I'm trying to think. That would be like Agura Textiles, I think? That's where that is pointing us to? Around that area, at least. Only reason I remember what that place is because I get that quest a lot. I'm sorry, what? What is stopping me? Reminiscence of Sarai, oh my gosh. You're kidding me. I've got something stupid keeping me... I guess I just gotta... I'm sorry, I guess I have to talk to someone real quick for a side quest, because someone's busy. Come on. Yeah. Yada yada. I don't care. I don't know why this side quest is giving me problems right now. Okay, now can I... Okay, now it's working. Good. Hello, we fixed everything now.
Is this the marketplace? It's a far cry from how I remember it.
Sounds like it's been a while since you've been here.
The stores have changed, and so have the vendors. Well, that's to be expected. It's the Shogun!
Okay, please, people, don't go crazy.
What is the almighty Shogun doing here?
Isn't the Shogun sick? This is quite sudden.
I appear to have frightened the people.
Don't worry. We might be able to calm them down if we just do something normal, like go and eat or whatever.
Well, what did you expect? The almighty Shogun makes an impromptu appearance in town? People are gonna freak out a bit.
It seems like a bit of an overreaction to me, at least.
Patrolling the streets is the Tenryou Commission's job. The Shogun has a lot of information to process and orders to give out. She doesn't have time to deal with it herself. Additionally, the Shogun has no need of recreation. There would be no need for her to come here just to pass the time or to relax.
So, what do we do now? Should we go away for a while and make a more low-profile return later?
I don't know. Oh, what do you want to do, Raiden?
Why? It's not like I'm here to cause trouble. Let's just relax.
It was more the ordinary people that Paimon was worried about.
Yeah, they do seem like a little like, what's going on?
Never mind. This definitely seems like your style, eh?
Well, where are you wanting to go first?
People still use Mora in commercial transactions, I assume.
Yes.
Yep, same as ever. Just as shiny and just as hypnotic. Wait a second. Hey, are you saying you don't have any Mora either?
Oh no. Don't make me
Of course
pay.
I don't. There is no need for commerce in the plane of Euthymia. If I ever need something, I can simply have one of the commissions bring it to me.
Oh no.
Wait, what do you mean, either?
Long story short, Morax is the same
Anyway.
way.
People seem to be behaving in a very orderly fashion. I don't see the liveliness you spoke of anywhere.
People aren't exactly gonna let their hair down in front of the almighty Shogun.
Yeah, Paimon's got a point.
What is this stall selling?
I'm not for
I
sure.
don't believe I've ever seen this before.
Well, let's go see what they're selling then. Good sir, what do you sell here?
What's the Shogun doing here?
Taking a stroll?
What am I supposed to do in this situation? I'm so nervous.
Don't worry, dude, relax.
Shogun, excuse me.
It's all right. Relax. I'm just here to look around. I'm having a change of pace today. Could you tell me about the items you're selling?
Of course. I've got all kinds of snacks here. Takoyaki, dango, and milk, and so on.
Huh? Milk? Sounds kind of like the odd one out.
Yeah, that is a little, just an odd choice.
It might sound odd, but it is in fact my specialty. You see, many of the stores in town are already very well established. I couldn't compete with them no matter what I sell. So my idea was to create some new combinations to give customers a novel experience.
Alright.
For example, my latest concoction is this dango milk. When the dango are worked into a viscous form, they mix very nicely with the milk. The focus is not just the taste, but also the unique texture.
That does sound kind of interesting.
Oh, dango with milk. I've never heard of it. What made you want to do this?
I'm sorry, Shogun. I've got no bone to pick with eternity.
Relax, I think she's a little less, concerned about it at the moment.
I said relax. There's no need to go treading on eggshells. Do you really think the eternity I pursue is something that can be shaken by dango and milk?
She has a point.
Why do I feel like she's different than I expected? Actually, it came to me by chance. A friend was catering once and made too many dango, so they gave some to me. But there were more than I had use for. My milk wasn't selling well at that time either. And both dango and milk have a short shelf life. So I thought I'd try mixing the two as I had nothing to lose. To my surprise, in the right proportion, it tasted superb.
A chance combination. Interesting. May I try this drink?
The almighty Shogun wants to try? Well, certainly. And you two should try it too.
Please, because that sounds actually really delicious. Sounds like a kind of like a milkshake kind of thing, but different.
Nice. It's sweet. The sensation is not so different from eating a dessert. A unique beverage indeed.
Yeah, it's definitely a drink, but it also feels like eating food.
It's a little bit like porridge? But the resemblance is only superficial. Anyway, I like it.
I'm very glad you approve.
I imagine that an item as delicious as this dango milk must sell exceptionally well, no?
Well, I won't lie to you. Sales are very average.
Huh? So it's selling slowly? Why is that?
Because most people aren't willing to give it a try. They think it's an unusual combination. Even though everyone who's tried it before rates it highly.
That sounds like something that would happen in the land of eternity.
I'm not saying the almighty Shogun has unusual tastes. Please, don't take it the wrong way.
Dude, take a chill pill. I think she's chill as well.
Ah, I see. Well, that can be fixed. I'll just have the Yashiro Commission order a few hundred cups and go door-to-door delivering them.
What?
No, almighty Shogun. That's too much.
Is it? I just want them to try it. It would be a shame for them to miss out on dango milk.
So, you like sweet things, I can tell?
Of course. I've heard that most humans like desserts, so it's not unusual that I should enjoy them too. Miko agrees with me on this.
Well, yeah, good point. Most people do like sweets.
There's nothing like dessert for improving one's mood. Much more enjoyable than meditating alone all the time.
Yeah, a little piece of chocolate or something definitely can improve your mood sometimes.
By the way, Miko mentioned that she founded something called the Yai Publishing House to sell some sort of light novels.
Yeah, she makes books.
She's always bragging to me about it, but it's difficult for me to really imagine without seeing the place for myself. Can you take me there?
Sure.
Sure! Let's go and have a look!
Hopefully she didn't write anything odd about the Shogun. Because you never know. Oh, if, like, yay Miko. Hello?
Shogun! Almighty Shogun! What brings you to the Yai Publishing House? Do you have instructions for us?
No, we're just here to chill.
No, not at all. Don't be so nervous. I'm just here to look around.
Apologies. I still don't quite understand. Are you here to look into the management? Or publishing regulations? Or fire safety measures?
Wow, this dude does not understand. We're here to relax.
She just wants to browse your books.
The almighty Shogun wishes to read light novels?
Yes. Any recommendations?
The Yai Publishing House's novels are mostly targeted at the general public, and the content is all kinds of strange. I'm not sure we have anything quite to the almighty Shogun's taste.
Oh, come on. There's gotta be some sort of just adventure or something that she would like to read.
I'm just here to try something new. There's no fun in reading the same kind of thing over and over again. Relax. It's just words on a page, isn't it? What could I misunderstand, really?
In principle, you're absolutely right. It's just...
It'll be fine. If there's anything the Shogun doesn't understand, we'll explain it to her.
The almighty Shogun just wants to have a look. Relax.
Well... okay then. Please proceed to the bookshelf over there. It has all the latest bestsellers. There are some winning entries from the This Novel is Amazing competition. I've just finished compiling them into a saleable form.
Oh, didn't Xingqiu win that contest? That was like a side quest or whatever for a daily commission or something.
Don't take them too seriously. It's all just a bit of fun.
Okay, let's go then. Huh. How can this be? Did I underestimate the caliber of this material? I know every individual word in these books' titles, so why is it that they make no sense to me in these particular combinations?
Well, just tell me what they are and maybe I can help.
Take this one, for example. The good thing about being reincarnated as a hilly churl is that I only need to eat Sunsetias to become stronger.
Oh, goodness. As we got wacky manga over here.
It's so long. Is it true that hilly churls grow stronger from eating Sunsetias? Well, surely it should be some sort of meat, at least.
It's just some creative thinking.
It's just a narrative device.
Narrative device.
It's imaginary. It's whatever the author wants it to be.
So it's made up? What's the point of that? Without being grounded in reality, how can the story be believable?
Welcome to creativity. There is some pieces grounded in reality, like the Hilichurl, but the rest,
Also, I'm fairly certain that hilly churls can't write stories. So, does this author claim to be documenting hilly churl life from an outside perspective, perhaps?
Kinda.
Paimon's starting to understand Kuroda's reservations right about now.
Well, fads have no place in eternity, I'd assume.
How about we choose for you? We can pick out some novels that are easier to understand and give you the scoop.
All right, then. I believe myself to be relatively well-read, but with stories like these, I don't even know where to start. I have high hopes, though. This seems like Miko's style, so I'm sure the stories are very entertaining.
That'd be BG. Hello. Oh, good to see you, joining our stream, and, yeah, she's weird. Are you talking about, Miko or Raiden? Either way, they're both kind of funny in their own ways. I at least think.
Alright, leave it to us. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Let's hope we can actually pick out something she likes.
This could be a pretty tough job. Let's see what we're up against.
Maybe read a Liyue martial arts story? I think that would work out. Life made me a fighter when I just want to be a writer. The book is a martial arts story set in Liyue, focusing on fighting between different gangs. The protagonist aspires only to become a humble novelist, but gets caught up in the world of gang strife because of an unparalleled martial arts ability. The selling point of this story is that the protagonist never joins any faction, but is constantly assumed to be the reclusive master of one faction or another. I think this sounds kind of like a story Xingqiu might write. My main Raiden, of course. Or call me Remy, by the way. What AR are you? I can't remember at the moment. I think I'm like at 57, I think? I'd have to check just to be sure, but and I think I'm at like 57. The only reason I don't remember is because I just recently like leveled up a bunch.
What a strange person. Why would someone want to be a novelist that badly?
Sounds like Xingqiu writing about himself.
Someone like that could easily become the top martial arts pro in the world.
It's all about the journey, you know? It's not the destination.
You do have a point. And a character so determined to follow their ambition is likely to appeal to A, right?
I think so. Okay. Read a reincarnation adventure story. Oh boy. Shogun Almighty, reborn as Raiden with unlimited power. In this book, the protagonist is struck by lightning beneath a thundersoccer and wakes up to discover that he has become the Raiden Shogun. Oh, lord. What even? AR-57 didn't do the Raiden quests? Well, I've been slowly catching up over time. Just like I haven't gotten around to this until now, and I need to do it to do the new interlude quest, so why not now? Oh, but this story sounds like it's gonna be interesting. Prior to this event, the protagonist is a nobody who gets bullied by everyone, but after becoming the Raiden Shogun, he acquires unlimited power. The appeal of this one probably lies in the euphoria of going from powerless to omnipotence, and in the protagonist's inner journey to finally breaking free from their low self-esteem. But it's hard to see how the story would develop after the protagonist literally becomes the Raiden Shogun. Good point. I almost agree, and I think she would find that quite weird.
With a premise like this, it's no wonder Kuroda was nervous about letting A look around. Paimon thinks it might be best not to bring this one up with A. We might get the author in trouble.
At least it doesn't paint the Shogun in a bad light, I guess? You got Skara? Not yet. I was talking about his quest, you know, the thing. Maybe I misspoke or something. I can't remember exactly what I said before. But I'm definitely going to be pulling for Skara soon. Maybe not this stream, since I'm quite jam-packed with trying to get things in this stream, but maybe the next one that I do.
Well, if someone turned into Paimon and did a bunch of stuff this Paimon would never do, Paimon would feel really uncomfortable.
I would agree. Do we really have to give that one to her? That's kind of weird. Read a daily life romance story. The chaotic epic that is the tale of my youthful love life. This book is about love stories between a very mediocre man and 7 beautiful women. Oh gosh, it's a harem book. It's a chronological account of the protagonist's daily life featuring many amusing anecdotes. The writing is solid, the prose is elegant, and the author brilliantly brings out the unique charm of each character in the story. But the story stops at a crucial moment when the main character's childhood sweetheart is about to confess their love to him.
The suspense is killing Paimon! Paimon only skimmed through, but Paimon can tell this girl has loved the main character with all her heart since childhood.
I hope the writer gives her a happy ending.
Right! Yeah, it's just a novel. But please let the author have a heart, please!
Well, I'll be on your stream in I subs to you, girl. Well, oh, thank you! Thanks for subscribing! Every subscriber counts when you're trying to get a little closer to about 1,000 subs so that you can start making just even a tiny scrimp of money, you know, off of YouTube. Because that would be nice, you know, just have a little extra spending money, you know what I mean? Just because ad revenue, while it's not much, it's nice to have, you know, it would be nice to have.
The plot is really gripping. But would A really understand this kind of mortal romance?
I'm honestly not for sure, but it's maybe worth a shot.
That's all of them. Let's try to explain them to A.
Okay, there's one really strange one in here. There's one that I'm not the biggest fan of, but it might be okay. And then there's one that I think you really would like, the one by Xingqiu. So let's see what you like best.
The looks on your faces tell me you found some good stories.
I would like the martial arts story the best, personally, and, I'm tired of Twitch. Yeah, I don't like Twitch that much, personally. The only reason I ever watch it usually is A, because one of my friends is on Twitch, and B, just to get rewards from, like, Overwatch and Genshin occasionally whenever they do, like, you know, the Twitch drops. But let's see, the martial arts story. Let's tell her about that one. Let's see.
Goodness. Are people in Liyue really so complex these days?
Not necessarily, but kind of possibly, because this is kind of a tale of Xingqiu.
Even though the protagonist refuses to acknowledge his innate talents, he has a rare dedication to justice. Where is he now? Does he have plans to visit Inazuma? If so, I will instruct one of the commissioners to bring him to me on his arrival. I would very much like to spar with him.
He's actually been here before, you just weren't paying attention. Maybe I could get him to come around again sometime. I never get those. In Raiden Part 2, you fight as Raiden versus Raiden Puppet. Oh, come on, you didn't have to spoil that for me. I knew if there was a Raiden fight, but you didn't have to spoil that I get to fight as Raiden. Ah, come on, man. I guess it makes sense since we have played as some of the Archons during some of the fights and whatever, so honestly makes somewhat sense, but either way. Hey, sorry, it's okay. I should have honestly suspected it happening.
He's a doesn't exist.
Paimon, he kind of does exist. It's Xingqiu.
What about the antagonists, though? Don't you have any thoughts about their part in the story?
The antagonists? You mean all the people who behaved foolishly? What can I say? They're bad people, and they all got what they deserved. End of story.
A doesn't seem interested in the supporting characters at all. So what do you think of Yae Publishing House's light novels, eh? Do you like the stories we picked?
What I take from these stories is not so much the content itself, but what they represent in terms of the effects of time upon Inazuma.
Well, things do change. I love her. She is funny. Yeah, I would agree. She is kind of funny. She's kind of like, the best I can describe it, like, I don't know any, like, I know if there's animes and shows with, if, like, you know, characters who are out of touch with things, you know, but the only person who I can think who really fits that off the top of my head is Captain America, and I love his character just, you know, being, like, kind of clueless half the time, so it's kind of, I like those kind of characters. They're fun.
Back when I decided to isolate myself in the plane of Euthymia, there was no Yae Publishing House, and certainly no stories of this kind. In accordance with my wishes, the Shogun did her best to create an eternal nation. A nation that, in theory, should remain entirely unchanged over time. But the fact is that both the food and the stories have changed with time.
Ito is funnier, by the way. Oh yeah, I would agree. He is definitely fun. Not that I don't like Raiden. Like she's kind of in the middle of the road for me. Like, I'm starting to like her more through this quest, but, Ito is definitely a very funny character. I pulled for him for a reason back during his first rerun in this summer, so... Oh, and I got him, luckily. So I get to have that himbo idiot on my team. But, it's human nature to seek change. Change is inevitable. You can stop change as much as you can stop the suns from setting, to quote Star Wars.
I disagree with your point of view. That's what I would say if we were still in the plane of Euthymia. But the truth is right here in front of my eyes, and I can't deny it.
And that's exactly why we brought you out, to take a look around and get some fresh ideas. Sure, it's not the same as you remember, but one way or another, people are loving life in the present. That's gotta be a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. I'm wary of any and all change, but I do not wish for my pursuit of eternity to stop human lives from changing for the better. Thank you for inviting me out. This trip has been quite eye-opening for me.
Don't mention it. We just wanted to have some fun.
This may be an everyday occurrence for you, but for me, this trip has been quite an occasion. I've seen a lot, and it's made me think a lot. I really can't praise it highly enough. I hope I will remember it for a long time to come.
Well, why don't we take a photo? Photos last forever, so that's one thing that I think you'd like.
Ooh, great idea! A's had a wonderful time, and a photo is the best way to remember it.
Take a photo? Once again, I'm faced with a combination of words that makes absolutely no sense to me.
It'll make sense in a second.
It's okay. Come with us. We'll find a scenic spot and show you what we mean.
Oh, this'll be cute. I hope I get to keep a photo. Where should we go? Up this way, I guess? Ooh, yeah, that little shrine up there. That's a cute spot. Let's see.
So, what are we supposed to be doing?
We're gonna pose for a picture. You'll understand in a second.
We're taking a photo of you. Just leave the hard work to us. All you need to do is stand over there and strike a pose. Basically, a photo makes a visual record of you at this very moment in time, so it makes a great souvenir.
Okay, so what exactly is striking a pose?
Just be yourself, girl. Just smile, and look at the camera. The photo is a visual representation.
Ah, I see. So in other words, I need to do some sort of visually agreeable action in front of you, right?
Yep.
The more I think about it, the more embarrassing it seems.
I know the feeling, but don't worry. It'll look great.
How should I pose? Help me out here. It should look good, but not too over the top. This isn't coming naturally to me at all.
Try relaxed and casual.
Casual. How about this?
That
This
works.
feels quite natural.
That looks great.
Okay, let's get started.
Let's pick a good angle to record this moment from.
Let's see. Here. Let's see. Let's go up a little bit, yeah. And whoop. You look like a tourist and cute. I think that looks good. And let's take the photo. I'm gonna save that because that's cute. Want to see it?
It's a wrap! Take a look! Here's the photo we took of you.
Wow. This is astonishing. Is it some kind of magic? It seems to be another copy of me.
Well, it's like a painting, think of it.
But she doesn't seem to be able to move or talk.
It's just a record.
I thought it would turn out poorly because I felt rather rigid, but it actually looks more natural than I imagined. The pose is exactly the same, and so is the scenery in the background. I can't imagine how it's achieved.
Maybe I'll explain it over time.
That's what makes it so special.
Hang on. I'm still struggling to understand this. I need you to explain it again.
Okay, what do you need me to explain? Oh, hi, Lau, how are you doing? Enjoying the quest? Yeah, this has actually been a lot more fun than I thought. I'm not the biggest fan of Raiden, but I'm honestly growing to love her a little bit more from this quest. I like her whole, I don't know what's going on thing, kind of like a Captain America-ish trope, kind of out of, touch with what's going on. I like that trope, so she's becoming a little bit more of a favorite of mine.
So, the one in this photo, are you sure it isn't me?
Yes,
If it's not me, then why does she look exactly like me? And if she is me, then who am I?
Raiden, think of it just as a painting, please.
Okay, that's way above Paimon's head. Over to you, Traveler.
It's a little bit like you in the Shogun.
Hey, that's right. Do you think the Shogun counts as you?
Of course I do. It was never my intention to place control of Inazuma into anybody else's hands.
Okay.
So then, who does that make you, here and now?
Well, I'm still me. There is no doubt about that.
So your existence isn't singular.
My existence?
What?
I think I understand.
You have 52 wishes saved for her. Yeah, I know you're going for the Archons, but don't worry, I didn't forget. But it just 52 wishes is hopefully that's enough of you'll probably get some more from the main event that's gonna be going on, the test of courage or whatever, definitely at least. But hopefully you get enough more because just if I remember correctly, had 0 pity. So yeah, good luck with that.
I am me. There is only one of me, but I can exist in many different forms. It's not important what form I exist in.
Okay.
The Shogun, for example, is one of my forms of existence. The question of whether or not she is me is not determined by any of her components.
Raiden, you're confusing me here with the existentialism and everything.
In that case, this picture is one of your forms of existence too.
So even I, who seeks eternity, am constantly changing my form of existence.
I guess that's one way to put it. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get up to 80 by the time her banner comes. I'm struggling to get primos on floor 12, though. Oh, the Spiral Abyss. Don't feel bad, because, I'm struggling as well, trying to get through the Spiral Abyss. I tried the other day, I tried to get to actually the resetting floors, but, yeah, while one team doing great, other ain't so much. I need to figure out a comp for the other team, because, I tried, as dumb as it may sound, I tried Lumine, Xingqiu, Sino, and, Diona, because I needed some shield, and I was worried about needing heals, and, that didn't turn out the best. So, yeah, I need to come up with maybe either something better or build them better. One of the two.
Then, how can I ask Inazuma and everyone who lives here to remain unchanging?
Inazuma will always be Inazuma.
Everything I have encountered on this journey with you has been from beyond my existing sphere of knowledge. You've seen a lot of my ignorant side today. Maybe you can't tell, but all this has challenged my understanding of things.
I would imagine. Just getting shoved into this whole new reality. Yeah, it's gotta be a little cray. I could help you build your team if you want. That might be a good idea since, I don't know what to do. My main team, that I've got currently for at least Overworld is Zhongli, Ayato, Bennett, and Zhang Ling. So that's a lot of cards in one deck, and so while they're doing pretty well, they really are doing well, I'm having little to no trouble with stuff with them. But then I can't do Mono Geo because Zhongli's on that team, or at least as good of a Mono Geo. And then, just, it's also most of my main DPS characters that I have require a really good shield because they don't dodge that well. So, yeah, just what do I do?
Based on what I have seen today, I am forced to accept that Inazuma is a completely different place from the one I remember. But it would be incorrect to conclude from this that the Inazuma of today is no longer Inazuma.
I guess you're right.
Both the Vision Hunt Decree and the statue of the omnipresent god were conceived as a means of bringing about eternity. But if I were really getting closer to eternity, none of this ever would have happened.
Well, maybe that means that eternity ain't the thing to be doing? I don't know.
Perhaps I've been holding on to everything too tightly.
We can all do that sometimes. Focus on talent levels as well as weapons. You really need to start leveling the characters you use first. Well, I do have almost, my main team at least, all to level 80. I've got enough talent books to get everyone pretty much all on level 8 that I could want to use. And then you can move on to artifacts. Yeah, I haven't been doing artifacts. Don't worry about that. I've only occasionally done artifacts whenever, I was just bored of doing the same domain over and over again. Which wasn't very often.
Sounds to Paimon like Ace figured things out. And that means that we've done a really great job as her guides.
Yeah.
Master Kamaji! Master Kamaji!
Ippei?
Why is it getting so noisy down there? Oh, that sounded like Ippei. What could be the matter?
Ippei? Is that someone from the Tenryou Commission?
Yeah.
Yep, let's find out what's going on.
The only time I ever really do artifact stuff is usually just whenever I just get a character and, let's say I literally have just the worst artifact ever. Let's say I have, D-Luke, let's pretend I just got him, and my artifacts, that Scarlet flame set. Like, the only goblet I have that would work for it is a hydro goblet. Like, just at least get a main attack one or something, you know, rather than hydro.
Hey, Ippei! What's the matter?
Ah, it's you.
Don't freak out. We got someone here with us. Say hi.
Huh? The almighty Shogun. You must be looking for my master, Kujo Kamaji? I am very sorry, he's not here at the moment. But if it pleases you, I will gladly deliver a message on your behalf.
We were just checking out what's going on. What's the problem? Just tell us. You play EU? Do you mean the European server? No, I'm on the American server of Genshin, if that's what you're asking. I can't remember what you said to call you. Remy. Yeah, I'm on the American server, if that's what you're asking, Remy.
It's okay. I'm not here to see him. We just heard you calling out, so we came to see what was going on.
Are you looking for your master?
Yes. Master Kamaji still hasn't returned from the negotiations, and I'm starting to get worried.
Wait, negotiations with who?
In fairness, he does have a habit of taking long walks and coming back late. It's perfectly possible that he just found somewhere he likes and lost track of time. But for some reason, today, I'm particularly nervous.
Well, let's maybe go looking for him.
Kujo Kamaji. A descendant of the Kujo clan, I presume.
That's right. Apologies, since the head of the clan is in poor health at the moment, and Master Masahito is rarely home, Master Kamaji is currently serving as representative of the Kujo clan.
I have heard that things are quite tumultuous with the Tenryou Commission at present. Does this have anything to do with Kujo Kamaji?
I have Scara? No, not yet. I am gonna pull for him, like, maybe another stream, but not right now. Oh, I do have almost enough to get at least a 50-50 pull, you know, a 5-star no matter what. Doesn't mean it's gonna be our boy Scara, but I at least have enough to get a 5-star.
Forgive us, almighty Shogun. The Kujo clan has failed in its duty. The Kujo clan's reputation is damaged, and its power over the Tenryou Commission is in decline. Plus you have yet to issue a verdict on the Commission's future. So, Master Kamaji decided to enter negotiations with the Takatsukasa clan with a view of having them take over.
That doesn't sound like a good thing.
Surely they would be discussing something like that at their headquarters, right? Why are you looking for them here?
Actually, they decided to hold this one elsewhere. I'm a little confused as to why, to be honest, but I didn't feel it was my place to question the higher-ups.
Well, where are they holding it? Let's go and just knock on the door and be like, hey, is everything okay? And if we don't get a response, bust down the door. Hi-ya! Police style, boy. FBI, open up. But, let's see. Let's go, Fandango Man pulls. Are you guys wanting me to pull today? Hey, because just, like, I wasn't planning on pulling, but just, like, you know, I wasn't planning on doing it today, at least.
The meeting place is in the mountains near the Grand Narukami Shrine. I believe the Takatsukasa clan have some kind of base there.
Takatsukasa. Another familiar name. They have been faithfully serving the Kujo clan all these years?
Yes, that's why Master Kamaji decided to discuss things with them. I understand they must have had a lot of ground to cover, but still, there's no way it should have gone on this long. I've searched all over the city. If he really hasn't returned yet, then...
You guys want Scarab pulls? I'll consider it for a minute. But let's see. Maybe they haven't finished, but maybe something's happened?
Yeah, I thought of that possibility too. But someone of my rank can't just go venturing into Takatsukasa clan territory like that.
We can go check things out for you.
No need. I'm probably just overthinking things. Besides, If they're still at it, they'll only blame me for interrupting the negotiations.
Well, just then say we were just passing through and or heard something going on, so we were just looking in the windows, you know?
I'm only a lowly servant. But Master Kamaji and I grew up together. It'd be terrible if anything ever happened to him.
Let's see. I'm in game right now if you want to keep the tradition if you want. Well, you know, if I wanted to, I got more Primo gems before his banner was over, and, like, I didn't get him, and I could just pull again on another stream. So, you know, maybe after this, like, cutscene or the next one, whenever you're feeling like it, we could, just, you know, do that. That could be fun. Just a little surprise polling session. That's you know what? I kind of like that idea. If you're up for that, Lau. Oh, and guys, but
I'm not as smart as Master, so I can't really share his burdens. But the last thing I'd want would be for him to come to harm when I could have done something about it.
What do you think, Almighty Shogun?
I think she's gonna say, let's check it out, just like I'm saying.
Let's go see what's happening. With me present, they are unlikely to blame you, even if we do happen to interrupt the negotiations. Besides, this has only come about because I failed to make a timely decision. This issue started with me, and I shall be the one to finish it.
That's commitment right there.
Thank you so much, Shogun. I'll keep looking around in the meantime, too. Let me mark out the location of the base for you. I hope everything goes smoothly.
Wait, are we gonna have to go into, like a domain or something? I'm gonna laugh if we do. Oh, hey, Petra! Good to see you here. Didn't expect to see you come to a stream. It's been a while. Well, but, yes, I get it. Like you guys want Scaraples, okay? Hey, Lau, you're online, right? You said you were in game, so if you wanted to do Scaraples, you could join while I'm trying to climb up to wherever the heck this domain is or whatever. And I could do Scaraples now. Oh, excuse me, Remy. Excuse me, Remy. Kill my main for good luck? How is that gonna give me good luck for Scaraples? I'm finishing a TCG match real quick. Alright, I'll just climb up to the domain while I'm waiting for you to get done with that. And, Petra, yeah, I'm borderline freezing to death, so I decided to stop by. Why are you freezing to death? Are you freezing to death in Genshin like on Dragonspine, or IRL freezing to death? What's going on? Are you okay, Petra? Like, what? Why are you freezing? Why are you freezing? So, thank you, game, for actually working. And where is this domain gonna be at? Like, it's up here somewhere, obviously, but this is a very odd place to have a secret outpost, like right above the Yashiro Commission. And okay, it's here. Yeah, we're gonna have a domain probably. Kill your main, aim for Scara. Kill his mother if you have him. Oh my gosh, stop. Remy, I do not have Raiden, and I am not gonna kill one of my characters for Scara. Oh my gosh. I had to cycle to get home in freezing temperatures while it's raining. Oh, Petra! Oh my gosh, I am so sorry if that's what you had to do. Goodness. Get warm, girl. Get warm. Please. He's like, we don't need you getting the sniffles, alright? That would not be good, especially since you're doing college. That would not be a good thing. Killed... Stop! Remy? Amy, stop going off about that. We need to kill my main for Scara. We're not gonna do that, okay? I think if Scara's gonna come home, Scara's just gonna come home. Alright? Petra, it's not a worthy sacrifice! Oh my gosh. Why do I feel like that? I don't think that's what Scara would want. Like, even if he is an edgy boy, I don't think that's what he wants. Kill Raiden? Oh my gosh, okay, we're not killing anybody to get Scara. Like, okay, hey, we're waiting for Lau, but I am not gonna, like, jump for Scara, okay? But we do not do that to either of my boys, Zhongli or Ayato. That's not how things work around here, okay? We do not hurt my boyos. They are not gonna get hurt, and it's not gonna happen. That's not how we roll around here. We do not sacrifice for Scara. What in the world is this for? Is there some sort of, like, point around here? No, not that I can see. Why would you put this here if there's literally no like, use for it? I don't see anything. I've not explored around here that much, other than just for getting Noni Kabuto, so I was just like, what in the world is this for? And there's literally no, like not waypoint. What do you call those little things? The grapple hooky thingies? I'll just call them that. And there's none of those bubbles that you can walk through, so why would you have that here? There's nothing to attach to or use it for or anything. That's odd. Team kill Ayato, Zhong, or Raiden domain for early pity. I don't think that's how it works. While I have done some like rituals for getting characters, usually when I do rituals, they don't work. I did a ritual for Zhao. Oh, I didn't get him. And I did a ritual, I think, for Kazuha. I didn't get him. Or maybe it's just the anima boys don't like me. I really hope that's not the case, because that means then Scara just ain't gonna come home. Oh boy, if that wouldn't be fun to find out, but just the anima boys hate me. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's Lau. Hey, what's up, my dude? What's up? How you doing? And I was checking my phone because it did a hello there and I was worried. Oh my gosh, what's my game doing? Stop slowing down. There we go. Hello, how you doing, bud? Good to see you here. And I forgot, for a second I forgot you had Nahida and was about to start being like, oh my gosh, you got her, but I already have seen her. Whoops, brain fart. Oh my gosh, so, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna jump off a cliff or anything. What's up? What's up? But I don't think I'm gonna jump off a cliff or anything. Oh no. Well, you jumped off a cliff for me. Well, looks like I don't need to do it because Lau already did it for me. Oh gosh, you okay? Okay, you at least got Sino. You good? I guess you did the sacrifice for me, so that I didn't have to kill one of my your knees. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. Nice. Oh lordy, that was great. I just like I was not expecting that. Okay, Kokomi. You need to replace dead Nahida, or Nahida is back. One of the two. I don't know. Either way, Kokomi, I guess, is because as Scara needs healing. His heart needs healing. That's why we picking Kokomi for my extra help from you. Why do you need to eat a giant god machine to kill the Dendro Archon? Just to throw her off a cliff. What? That didn't make... Is my brain short-circuiting? Why do you need a giant god machine to kill the Dendro Archon just to throw her... Just throw her off? Oh, you're saying... Okay, I got it now. I got it. You're saying she can die just by jumping off a cliff. You don't need Scara's god machine to die and to kill her. Gotcha. Makes sense now. It wasn't technically to kill her, but either way, good point. Very good point indeed. It's so... You're adding the 2 in between just in fro dumb. Yes, I get it. I was being a dum-dum, okay? You don't have to point it out to me. You don't have to point it out to me, Lau, okay? Hey, I get it. I'm a dum-dum sometimes. You don't have to remind me. So I guess I should probably just start the pulls already. Okay. Whew. Breathe. We got this. We are going to get Scara. I have a feeling we are going to get Scara. I have almost enough to get a guaranteed 5-star. So this should work. Lau does not have Raiden. So he can't kill Raiden. That's not how it works. Anyway, first 10 pull. Let's see how this goes. Any of the 4 stars on the Spanner Eye would be good for me, since I've got out the Mono Geo teams. Animo would be good, since I'm also probably gonna pull for Zhao if he comes around in the Lantern, right? Because, you know, she helps with Animo EPS. She's an Animo support, basically, from what I understand. And I like Yanfei. She's fun. Okay, good. Yanfei. Hey, Yanfei cons would be good, because I'm the closest to getting her at C6. Which would mean if I got more of her, then more Star Glitter. At least I thought. What con is she at? What con is she at? I'm curious. It's been a while since I've looked at you. Oh, I already have her at C6. Alrighty then. I forgot about that. She is at C6. Okay. So C6. She's definitely already given me a max amount of Star Glitter. Next 10 pull. Let's go. Oh, what? That's like 20 pulls in. That's like 30 pulls in. What? I had 7 pity. What? Oh my gosh. What is it gonna be? Oh my gosh. Chi-Chi, I love you, girl, but why did you have to come now? Chi-Chi, why did you have to come now? Chi-Chi, I love you, my child. I will protect you with my life, but why did you have to come right now? Hey, at least now I have Chi-Chi, new character to build. Woo! Oh my gosh. And I got a Goro. Okay. Well, that happened. How does it feel to get a Chi-Chi? I like her. You understand my pain now. Yeah, I do understand. And the pain. Well, hey, at least I have a pretty good chance of getting Scara now, because I have a lot of pulls left. Yeah, so Stang Zhongli pulls. Oh my gosh. I still got a lot of pulls left, at least. But, oh my gosh. I'm kind of happy I have her now, but I'm also kind of sad, because that could have been Scara, and I could have had something, a lot of pulls left for whoever's next, whether it be, what is his name, Al-Haytham or Zhao, whoever's coming in 3.4, but that's not happening apparently. But I guess let's continue the pulls, shall we? Kill Chi-Chi for good luck. Kill Chi-Chi for good luck? I'm actually kind of tempted to do that. You know what? Let's do that. I'm kind of tempted. I feel bad, but I'm kind of tempted. You know what? To heck with it. Chi-Chi! Goodbye! Goodbye, Chi-Chi. Sorry, Chi-Chi. I love you, girly. Really, you're my baby child. That's the only time you're ever gonna die, because that's all that's gonna happen. Okay, but, well, sorry, Chi-Chi. I had to do it. Okay, maybe Scara will now come early. Fingers crossed. Oh boy. Hey, should we climb back up? Yeah, I'm gonna climb back up a little bit, because as that's our pulling spot. It got early pulls, so that maybe it's lucky. Might be a good idea. Get your stamina back, Zhongli. We gotta do some more climbing, because we gotta get back up there. We're such a good influence. I feel bad for killing my baby child, but hopefully that'll get Scara home sooner. Ah, nope, Zhongli. Don't fall. Rest here. Rest here if you can, or not. Guess I'm climbing up the rest of the way. Okay, rest here for a second, please, Zhongli. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the help, Lau. Now we're back up here. Okay, good. Now, continuing with the pulls. Scara. Let's see, how much pity do I have at the moment? What did I get it Chi-Chi at? Does it tell me or no? I was at, like, probably if I had... Okay, you're not going to tell me because it's behind, apparently. But I only had, like, 7 pity, so I'd say that I got Chi-Chi at, like, somewhere between 20 and 30 pity. That is the earliest pity I've ever had. Wow. So let's hope that maybe Scara actually decides to come home. Next 10 pull, let's see what happens. Just give her some cocoa goat milk. Okay. Okay, I'm sure she'll be fine. Good point, she is a zombie. I don't know if she really can die. Right, let's see, what 4-star did we get? Something good, maybe? Something good, maybe? Another Goro! Yes! Haha.
But where are those who share?
Okay, any more 4 stars, perhaps? Nope, that's okay. Okay, next 10 pull. More Goros would be good. And I thought I was going gold for a second. Oh boy. Let's see. What's it, the 4-star we get? Oh, Sacrificial Greatsword. I don't think I have one of those yet. That's good to have. Another Yanfei. Full star glitter, baby. Full star glitter reward. That means another pull. That could save us, possibly. Scara, Scara, Scara.
Wherever in this world
nope. Okay, not there yet.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth, and those that come across Liyue tend to stay.
Come on. Another Yanfei! More star glitter. Yes. And a sacrificial bow. Nice. But, okay, please. We need Scara. Can you please bring him home early, Pulls? Hoyo, can you bring him home early? I'd like to have a little bit left over for either Alhaven or Zhao, whoever's coming next. So, come on, bring him home. Bring him... Nope. Okay. You're giving me some trouble here. You're giving me some problemos here. Oh, finally. Okay, Faryuzan. Good. Animo support. We needed that. We were going to need that if we got Zhao or Scara, so that would be good. Because if I may be understanding wrong, but she is an Animo support, basically, an Animo buffer. Kind of like a Animo Goro, from what I understand. I could be wrong, but just without the fill your whole party with Animo. Number 10 pull. Oh boy. Nope, never mind. That's not it. Come on, can you maybe just give me another Yanfei so that or another Goro. That would, okay, Rust. No one ever uses Rust. Really, you had to give me that? Really? I don't think I'm ever gonna use that. Because I don't think anyone uses Rust. Who uses Rust? Okay, another 10 pull. Come on, please, 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 please. No, come on. I think we're probably like 60 or 70 pulls in at this point, so the next pull probably is gonna get him.
But where are those who
Never Yanfei. More star glitter, that is good. That is good. That'll at least give me some pulls like to save up if I get him. Or some extra that could get him. I don't know. You get what I mean. Oh wait, I can only do 1 pulls at this point with what primos I have. Alright, I guess we're down to 1 pulls at the moment. Or I could convert some star glitter over so that I don't have to do single pulls. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Shop. Let's go to the shop. Give me 2. Thank you. Let's do a 10 pull. Let's go. Nope. Dang it. This is not... I don't know if he's actually coming home. I don't know what pity I'm at, but I don't think... he might not be coming home, actually. Unless I get enough Primo Gems before his banner's over. Which might happen, because I'll do more streams. I finally got a flute, but I will be doing more streams before his banner is over. But hey, another Goro, that's good. That's good.
Where do you want to go next?
Okay,
If you'd like to see Liyue's
okay,
forest
quick
stars,
question, peeps. What do you think I should
have a
do?
few references.
What do you think I should do? Which is smarter to do? Should I convert my, whatever this is? Should I convert my Intertwined Fates over right now? Or should I use some blue on the standard wish and then get some more of these? Star glitter from these and then convert them all? Or just, you know what, let's just convert these over and then I can do more. Okay, whatever. Let's do... Ooh, never... 10. Alright, 10 pull. Let's go. Yes! We got the boy! Woohoo! We got him! There he is. We got the boy. Finally, an Animo 5-star came home. And another Farizon. That would be good. That is good. Thank you, game, for actually letting me have him.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
You should convert the rest of your star glitter. I feel bad if you literally had to go with pity. That's okay. Hey, we've at least, but yeah, Fandango Manbo. But hey, even on top of that, we got basically another 5-star, so hey, that's cool. That's cool, we got another 5-star. That was Chi-Chi. And I've been wanting her for a while, so that means the only character I want from the standard, basically, from the losing 50-50, is Tighnari. So that means, hopefully, I will only ever lose the 50-50 once more, by that logic. Probably not gonna happen, but I will keep hope that is the only once I get Tighnari, but I will never. Oh my gosh, do standard pulls? Should I do the standard pulls? Okay, you know what? Sure, why not? We're already doing. Why did I open up the characters? Sure, why not? Let's just do some standard pulls and see if I can get it, Tiggy Boy. That's what I call him occasionally, Tiggy Boy.
Every journey has its final day.
Plus some cons on some other characters would be good. And the star glitter will be saved up for whoever I'm pulling for next. So who's my 4-star, or what? Okay, sacrificial sword. Not bad. Can always use more. Never 10 pull.
The same as I remember. But where are those who share memory?
Wait, kill Scare for good luck. No! None of the other characters want sacrifices. Scare is the only one who would even remotely want a sacrifice of another character. Somehow I got Yanfei on here. That is interesting. But hey, full star glitter. Full star glitter reward. That's good. I don't know how I somehow managed to get Yanfei on here, but hey, it happened. Whenever she's already on banner, but again, full star glitter reward, not complaining.
In this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade.
Wisdiff, not bad.
It is the last link I have to the land.
Can I get maybe a character? Because I've got plenty of weapons that I want already. I've pulled enough that I've got weapons that I want. So can I get characters I want, please? Like cons or something? I thought I was going gold for a second, dang it. Come on. Show me what I'm getting. Bennett! C1 Bennett, nice. I've been hoping that I'd get some cons for him, because I've only got one Bennett currently. I only got main Bennett, I think. And Layla! Wow, I got her too. Wow, that... I've kind of been wanting her, even though I'm probably not going to build her anytime soon, but I kind of want to build her eventually because I love this. She's cryo and she has a star motif. Totally me, 100% me. Just totally my thing. Space and star motif, and she's cryo, my favorite element. So perfect. I love her. But 2 4-stars in the poll as well. Nice-oo. Let's see. Okay, can we maybe get Tighnari? Tighnari? Maybe we did. 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 Lao, you are a king for suggesting to pull now! Ah! Now I never have to lose the 50-50 ever again. Hear that, game? I never have to lose the 50-50 ever again. My lord, thank you. Oh my gosh. Lao, you are a king for suggesting to do that. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Now I've got a... Oh my gosh. What did you say? Hey, oh my gosh, right now I'll go so hard. I accept cash for my services, you know? Okay, I don't really have any money. I mean, if I could give you more, I would. Because I'm stocked up on that. How much more do I have? I want to show you real quick. Just how much more do I have? That's how much more I have. I have 2 million something. Or sorry, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. Alright, wouldn't that be 27 million? Yeah, I'm bad at reading numbers. But either way, hey, if I could give you more, I would. But I can't. So, yeah, I don't have cash that I can give you, bro. Oh, but if I could give you something, I would. But I can't give you any of that more, sadly. They need to make like a gift service in Genshin. That would be nice, where you could gift something. I can take Genesis top-ups. No promises, I'll consider a Christmas gift for that. Like, why is there no gifting service in Genshin for that? Like, seriously, why is there no, like, a gift to a friend thing? Because, like, if I remember, if you look at the shop, there is no, like, you see, there's nothing that I know of where you can just go, buy for a friend. Why is there no such thing? Like, you could do it in old Overwatch, you know, at least. Why is that not a thing? That's kind of dumb. Wouldn't they want you to be able to spend more money? Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just thinking silly. But either way, the prices for things in Overwatch 2 got raised a bunch here, so I can't give you a 50 boxes like last year. Oh, no. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Bro, I don't need a Christmas gift, bro. Oh, but yeah, loot boxes don't exist in Overwatch anymore. Or so yeah, that's not happening. And honestly, most of the skins aren't really my cup of tea. Like most of the skins, I'm just kind of like, eh. Like seriously, most of the skins, I'm just like, eh. So it's just like, you know what, it's fine. I don't care if I'm not getting most of the skins. And I can live without most of them. I'm in Overwatch. Well, I need to finish the TCG quest. Good idea. You probably should do that. A pleasure being here as always, Ace. Glad to have you here, bro. Glad to have you here. Hopefully, I will see you here for 3.4. Or again, in my world. So that, you know, we can, because Zhao or somebody, hopefully somebody that I want to pull for is in 3.4. Because, like, I think 3.5 is going to have no one I want. At least new, for sure. So, yeah. Hopefully I get to pull for someone next patch that I want. Because I already got this patch's pulled. Woohoo! So, saving time. I get to save for whoever's next. But, yeah. I forget. How do I do this thing of getting out of co-op? Do I go to here? No, this is friend list. I gotta show my UID. Gosh darn it. I hate that you have to... Why is there no such thing as a cover UID thing? Co-op mode. There we go. Like, I don't know why there's no such thing as a, like, streamer mode where you can cover your UIDs. That doesn't make sense to me. Zhao is not coming till like 3.5 or 3.6. Well, that would honestly be good for me. I think 3.6 is supposed to be Baiju, so that would definitely be a pull for me. Because I like Pharmacy Snake, man. He's cool. I like him. But let's get back to the Raiden Shogun quest, because I need to breathe. Because as I wasn't planning on pulling today, and my nerves are in the roof because of it. So, yeah.
Whoa! Look at how well hidden this place is.
This looks like a Fatui base.
I can't think of a reason anyone would want to build a structure like this deep in the mountains.
Maybe to escape disasters?
I feel something that doesn't belong here. I sense danger.
Huh?
We should proceed with caution. The Kujo clan descendant may well be in trouble.
Yeah, I was thinking this place is sketch as well, even just that it was a domain. It's sketching. Oh, I get to play as Raiden. This'll be good for Ayato. Oh my gosh. He's gonna yeet and delete. He's gonna yeet and delete. No, I want a shield. I want a shield. Thank you.
Solidify.
Okay. No, 5. 5.
There is no escape.
Cascade.
Okay. I forgot to do the rest of the stuff, but either way, this ought to work well. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm dumb. Okay, let me in.
Why are there Ronin here? This is a Tenryou Commission base.
Yeet and delete time.
Something is not right. We must remove all those who stand in our way.
Eat and delete, baby. Woo!
Stabilize.
My blade!
Booba, get them! You're toast!
Shine down!
Escape.
Eat and delete, eat and delete. Let's go. Any chests in here? No. Oh, there it is. Good thing I looked around, otherwise I would have missed out on 2 Primo Gems. Not that that's a lot, but it annoys me whenever I miss out on Primo Gems because I'm not paying attention. Especially whenever they're never attainable again.
Nice and spicy.
There's more.
Nope, nope, nope.
Illusion shattered!
Okay, let me through. Thank you.
Let's get down to business.
Oh, there's a chest back there. How do I get that one? Sorry, boys. Hold on.
My
Just gonna
blade.
grab this. Thank you. Okay, now back to the battle. Let me refresh my shield. Here we go.
Out of the way! Teamwork is dreamwork! Out of the frying pan, into the fire!
Let's
There is no
go.
escape! Now you shall perish!
Okay, come on. Oh my gosh, Raiden is good. I always forget how good she is.
Illusion shattered!
Stabilize.
Nice and spicy!
I always forget how good Raiden is.
Say no more.
Adept back.
Hit. Come on.
Here! Take cover! Everybody stand!
Blade.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Eat this!
There is no escape!
Come on.
Nice and spicy!
Oh, sorry, Bennett. Didn't mean to get you hurt.
Escape.
Okay, come on.
Solidify.
Booba, get them! Out of the way!
Oh, whoop, that works. Oh, wait, where? Why is the door not open? Is he still alive? Okay, nope. He finally died. That took a while, but he dead now. Did I miss any chests? No, just making sure. OCD makes me want to check for chests.
Going in!
Okay.
Illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion!
Oh my gosh. That was great. Up the elevator, let's go and save whatever that dude's name was. Ryan, Scara, Ayato, Zhao, that was my dream team. That would be quite a good team, honestly.
It's Kujo Kamaji! But
I have no clue.
Almighty Shogun!
Shogun, what are you...
Descendant of the Takatsukasa clan. Explain what is going on here.
Oh, we're just discussing some minor issues that have cropped up in the Tenryou Commission recently. Really, it's nothing worth the Almighty Shogun worrying about.
I have a feeling not, since all those people were attacking us.
And these minor issues warranted the secluded location and the hiring of Ronin and Kairagi to keep guard?
Well, there's been a lot of turmoil lately. It was just out of security considerations, that's all.
Sure.
Silence. Descendant of the Kujo clan. Your turn.
All right. I came here intending to negotiate, but it turned out all they were interested in was a written confession from the Kujo clan.
A written confession?
Yes. A statement acknowledging every crime committed by the Kujo clan since the inception of the Vision Hunt Decree, including all the recent misconduct.
All factual statements, of course. Not a single one of them fabricated.
Well, I don't know who's right in this side at the moment.
I can't deny that. But it also emphasizes the Takatsukasa clan's achievements throughout the document, claiming they stood steadfast all along and fought back against the crisis. These are all falsehoods.
Says who? Why, you two-faced? You're going back on everything you said.
I'm just stating the facts. I'm sure the Almighty Shogun can discern the truth. All the Takatsukasa clan is trying to do is make themselves look good, so they'll be first in line to replace the Kujo clan. Why else would you push a false narrative in the written confession that paints your clan in a good light, and try to make me sign it under duress?
He has a good point.
What are you talking about? You're not under duress, we're just negotiating here. You've completely changed your tune.
I believe I now understand the situation.
Don't listen to his nonsense. I'm sure you're well aware of the major failings of the Kujo clan. Surely you, of everyone, knows. Not a single word they say can be trusted.
Maybe the old people, but I feel like this guy's got good intention.
You are quite mistaken if you think your dispute is of any interest to me. Descendant of the Takatsukasa clan, you wish to become the new Tenryou commissioner. Do I understand this correctly?
Sounds like it. Like you understand. And, Petra, I'm gonna do my dailies and lurk for a bit. Feel free to stick around as long as you want. Helps out my viewership, of course. Might as well. Oh, but also don't feel like you have to stick around if I'm boring you, so... Oh, just do whatever you want, of course. I know why I'm yawning. I'm not bored, I'm not tired either.
Well, yes, of course. It's the eternal pursuit of everyone in the Tenryou Commission to offer our lives in service of the Almighty Shogun.
Then the situation is not as complicated as you seem to have made it. After all, I am the one who appoints the Tenryou Commissioner. The process is quite simple. Anyone who can beat me in a duel becomes the new commissioner.
What? Is that true, or are you just making this up?
Sorry, a duel with the Almighty Shogun?
The first Tenryou commissioner demonstrated his will with the blade in his hand. That is why the title has been passed down within the Kujo clan ever since. If you want me to appoint a new clan, then naturally, there must first be a new duel.
This dude is getting more than he bargained for.
Do you not know how to wield a blade? Or do you simply doubt your abilities on account of your advanced age and declining physical condition?
Well, that was a burn. What time is it for you? It's 3:30 where I am, not in the morning, in the afternoon, of course. Or else I'd be insane to be streaming at 3 a.m.
Here you are talking about offering your life, and yet you are too afraid to face my blade.
Well...
Well, never mind. What about one of you, then? Anyone who can defeat me, Takatsukasa or not, will be appointed the new Tenryou commissioner. Does not a single person dare to face me?
I will challenge you, Almighty Shogun.
Dude, you already got the Kujo clan The Kujo clan is already in the head of the Tenryou Commission. You don't need to do this.
What?
Descendant of the Kujo clan. Regrettably, even if you win against me, it cannot atone for the wrongs committed under the Kujo name.
I realize that. I don't stand a chance of winning against you anyway. I know full well that the mistakes my father made ought to spell the end of the Kujo clan's legacy in the Tenryou Commission. Even when I was executing the Vision Hunt decree, I had doubts about my father's decisions. I knew that what I was doing was wrong. But that was as far as I went. I doubted, and I ruminated. I understood the situation perfectly well, but I took no action, and I didn't save a single person. I accept the Kujo clan's decline as punishment for my deeds. I can't even say that I failed to prevent it, because in order to fail, you have to have at least tried.
Aw, that is true. So sad.
To be brutally honest, for someone of your strength, there is nothing you could have done, even if you had tried.
Remy, it's 21:30, so let's see. So that would be like 9 in the evening? Yeah, I think I'm bad with military time, but either way, I think it's somewhere around there. Hopefully you're not staying up too late, and planning on doing something early in the morning, because that ain't fun. And when you stay up too late when you're intending to get up early.
Yes. I'm too weak. My father ignores me. My elder brother can't help me. And I even need Ippei to set me straight at times. It's the way it's always been. But if nothing else, and right here, right now in the Kujo clan's final hours, it is I who represent the clan, like my father before me. His duties are now mine to perform. Just as the Shogun said a forefather of mine once showed his will with his sword. Then please, let me, Kujo Kamaji, end the story of the Kujo clan in the same way that it began.
Wow, this dude's dedicated.
This is my last chance to do something.
This is patently meaningless. But I accept. Come forward.
Oh, Lord. I think you're gonna die.
The Kujo clan's honor was forged with courage, tempered with integrity, and shines beyond life and death. Show me whether your blade can bear the weight of your name.
I think you're gonna die.
Ready to learn. Almighty Shogun.
Ow. Get up. Oh. This dude isn't giving up. I think he's gonna die if he isn't careful. Please don't kill him, Raiden. You can do it, bud. I believe in you. Oh.
Another anomaly in eternity. Nevertheless, it appears that the Kujo honor still courses through your veins. Kujo Kamaji is wounded. Descendants of the Takatsukasa clan, it is your responsibility to take care of him. You may not have the courage to challenge me, but I trust that you are capable of attending to a small matter such as this.
Yes, of course. I apologize. I'm sorry. So...
I had heard that the Kujo clan is no longer fit to shoulder the work of the Tenryou Commission. The search for a successor to the role of Tenryou Commissioner is indeed a matter of great urgency.
So, is it gonna be him or no?
However, following this duel, I have decided to postpone the Kujo clan's punishment for the time being.
Alrighty.
In the meantime, I expect the Takatsukasa clan to continue supporting the Kujo clan as before.
As you instruct, so it shall be done. We would not dare question the almighty Shogun's will.
I have work at 8 in the morning. I'll stay till 1 a.m. Remy, I don't know if I'm even gonna go that long, but I wouldn't even suggest it if I do.
Finally, if you still think you can copy the Fatui strategy of providing me with deceptive information to produce flaws in my judgment, you will see me appear once again as I have done today. Only next time, my blade will show no mercy.
You tell him, I...
Understood. Thank you, almighty Shogun, for your wisdom and mercy.
That will do. I will have the Okuzumeshu continue the investigation from here. Come with me. Let's find a quiet place. There's something I want to talk about with you.
Alrighty. Oh! Chests. How many Primo Gems? 10. 10? Okay. When I'm recuperating after Scarif, or just having 10 isn't great. But 10, I guess, is better than nothing. Okay, come on, load game. Please. Well, computer be slowing down. Yep. Raiden, what do you want to talk about? Something wrong?
Whew. When it's time to deal with the situation, you're just like the Shogun. So strict.
Oh, you think so? I thought I was rather accommodating. If it had been the Shogun, she would have decapitated Kujo Kamaji without a second thought.
He was lucky.
I do believe he was prepared for that outcome. I could see it in his eyes. The Kujo clan has undergone a dramatic change from its glory days to its present decline. Kamaji is hardly a great heir to the Kujo name, but he has shown me how some things remain the same even as the world around them changes. I also have you to thank. The things we experienced out on the streets and the photo you took of me, they helped me come to this realization too.
Ah.
So what's next for the Kujo clan? Will they get to carry on being in charge of the Tenryou Commission?
Not a chance. Even if their heir was someone who showed promise, their past mistakes cannot be erased. Still, I will give them a little more time. After all, they are not the only ones who have made mistakes.
So are you gonna give them a chance to make a second chance, or just straight up nope?
The Shogun does not make mistakes. She is incapable of doing so. But I, as A, would like to offer my apologies. I have much to contemplate in the days to come. But at least, I can now see the way ahead.
Will you rule Inazuma directly?
I think I'll leave that to the Shogun. The greatest threat to eternity is still the erosion that comes with time. As I said, the Shogun has a robust system to protect her against modification. This is because I anticipated that I myself would change over time.
Oh.
But I've made up my mind. So I will do what needs to be done, no matter how difficult it is. This has certainly been a memorable series of events.
Absolutely. You sorted out the Tenryou Commission, and the people in the city got to see a happy and healthy Shogun. All the awful rumors will disappear in no time.
True, especially after your interest in sweets of all things. I don't think anyone would have expected that.
If you enjoyed your trip, we should get you out again sometime.
Next time we'll bring some souvenirs and some little fun trinkets.
No need. There's no place for such things in my life. Also, please stop making it sound as if I somehow need the company.
Well, I think you do, and you just don't realize it.
Okay. I'm ready to head back now. My period of solitude will now continue, but it will not last too much longer. I will leave you humans to deal with any minor issues in the meantime.
Okay. I guess I'll help out where needed.
Okay, see you next time!
See ya.
Considering a lot of what happened was pretty unexpected, things seem to have worked out surprisingly well in the end.
Yeah.
The only thing left to do is return the past permit to Yaimiko.
Well, I guess we gotta go and see her. I completely forgot about that. We promised to do that. I'm surprised it isn't just something an out of, you know, cutscene thing, you know what I mean? Just like off-screen happening. Okay, Miko. Got something to return to you.
Miko, we're back! We had a great trip!
Did you know? Well then, you'll have to tell me all about it. How amusing. The almighty Shogun goes downtown, and suddenly she's like a wide-eyed country girl trying to find her bearings in the big city. Marvelous.
That is a good way of putting it.
What a shame I didn't get to see it for myself.
Only you would dare say that.
It's fine. She wouldn't mind. Really, she wouldn't. So, from what you were saying, it seems that she has finally begun to comprehend what form eternity should take?
I think so.
That's the most important outcome of this trip. To be honest, I wasn't expecting you'd make such great progress when I lent you the pass permit.
Yeah, it seems like she's not gonna force everything to stay the same way anymore.
Possibly, yeah.
To put it nicely, even deities indulge in wishful thinking. To put it more bluntly, there are things that even the Seven can't do when faced with something even more powerful than themselves.
The heavenly principles, perhaps?
Take a guess.
Or maybe the human heart.
Anyway, it sounds like you had a very pleasant trip and even had the chance to see A's less formal side. Next time you wish to see her, you can come and take the pass permit from me again. She would never admit to it, but she does, in fact, get quite lonely.
Yeah, I thought so.
What? But she said she doesn't need company.
Because she is a god. It's not that gods don't need the company of others, just that the idea of a god having company seems indulgent to her. But you don't belong to this world. Perhaps you are just the company she needs.
Someone a little strange for someone a little strange. Makes sense. Well, that's the end of that quest, and now I can move on to the other prerequisite quest I need to do so that I can eventually, not today, but eventually do the Sumeru Interlude quest, which is Kazuha's quest. I'll change my live stream title so that people don't get confused. Kazuha's Story Quest.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
So
but
let's see, which do I hit? J, right. I always forget how to do this stuff. Now we can do Kazuha's quest. Where's his? Here we go. Okay, so go back to the main thing. A Strange and Friendless Road, Acer Platinum, Chapter 1. Alrighty. Let's go and see Kazuha. Good to see him today. I like him. He's fun. Well, not fun, but he's nice. I like him. He's a chill dude who's got an interesting little sense of humor. What's Kazuha doing out here?
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened happened since then?
As if in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today?
I don't know. Wait a moment.
Huh? What's up?
What? Someone's here.
Hey! What the heck was that for?
Who are you? And what sword is that?
Let's convince him to calm down a little.
I missed all my attacks, but that's okay. We'll be fine.
Solidify!
Get out of here!
Oh, goodness me.
Cascade!
What is... What is... That's mimicking Kazuha's stuff.
So you don't have a vision after all.
No.
Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them.
Yeah, and what? Vision Hunt decree's over, dude.
No, wait. Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha?
I don't know if I should tell you.
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animo vision.
Why are you looking for him?
That's none of your business.
It is my business.
Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase.
Yeah.
Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
Very smart, for once.
Hey, don't be mean. I'm unsmart lots of the time.
Yeah, you have explained a few things to me before, but I didn't understand, so, thank you.
Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go fight Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
Yeah, good idea, and actually I have a hunch.
Oh? What kind of hunch?
I think this guy may have a special connection to Kazuha.
A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other?
I can't say for sure, but I feel like their fighting styles are kind of similar. He even had like a little leaf thing going on.
Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything.
No, they don't. There's plenty of different fighting styles. You wouldn't say that Kung Fu is the same as boxing. And, you get Kazuha's sword for this quest. Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger.
Well, we gotta find him first, but alright.
Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
Good idea. Kazu, we need to find you, 'cause there's someone coming after you, boy. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. It's the season for that meme, so I thought I might as well. Kazuha, or who are you?
Hey! Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
2.
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha.
What? Why?
If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention.
Yeah, I have no clue, like, what in the world?
Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You should have seen it. It was impressive.
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
You could compare it to the technique Beto used to strike down the Haitian.
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved. He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him.
I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing.
I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
Shogun probably wants to show some goodwill. After all, Raiden Shogun's mindset has changed.
Thank you. Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Good idea. Be careful. Kazuha, you in some trouble possibly? I hope not. Cause I don't need to save some butts again. I like a relaxing day, please. I've already had enough trouble with Scara. So, please, let's not have anything too cray today. Please. Please and thank you. There he is.
Oh? It's you.
Hello, both of you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation.
Sure, why not?
We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
I've heard a thing or two from the Iridori Festival.
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class.
Yes, I'm aware. I did the Iridori Festival.
But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil.
Fled to Snezhnaya? I don't remember that part.
We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past.
Well, that's a good way to put things right a bit more.
In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary?
Yeah.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
Probably being on the little hush-hush side.
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end.
I think he just still wants to chill, just wander like he already is.
You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City, with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
Well, you don't have to do it if you don't want to.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kazuha in town.
Yeah, I don't know what in the world the rumors are.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
Oh.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
Or just outright kills you, if you remember old Crippus Ragnavir, you know. Oh, D-Luke's dad. Or whatever his last name is, I can't remember.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
He can wield like 10.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
We got some interesting news for you.
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Yeah, we gotta talk.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
I'll be taking my leave, lady. When you be live, I'll be the first to chat like today. See ya. Oh, bye, Remy. I'll see you another time. Hope you had fun. Do you have any siblings, Kazuha? Maybe someone you trained under the same master or something like that?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
Yeah, I don't know what this was about.
All the more reason to watch your back. This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
Yeah.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
I'll keep him safe, don't worry.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
Let's go. Time for an adventure.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what...
Wait, detective agency? Would that let us see a certain animo punching detective, perhaps? What, like one of a character I like a lot, named Heijo? Maybe? No, probably not.
Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaedahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaedehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him.
Okay, but anything else maybe?
To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaedehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Yeah, that's a little whack. Can't imagine what in the world they wanted with Kazuha.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual?
Good thinking.
The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
Okay, so you don't have anything.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere.
Agreed.
Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
Is this your way of giving me praise?
I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
Yeah.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaedehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
Alright, he doesn't want to be a star around here. Or just keep a chill pill.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though.
What happened?
Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time.
Oh?
One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma? Now there's a familiar name.
Yeah, that is.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details.
Well, that's okay. We got something.
I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood. though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
We'll investigate both incidents at the same time.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Alright, well, detective time. Smithy is right around the corner, so that's handy.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Well, he is a swordsmith as well.
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the two clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects.
Ah, gotcha.
Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
I do.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand.
Okay.
There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life.
Man, these people are dedicated.
As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner.
That's interesting.
You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryou Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far.
Yeesh, that's gotta hurt. Knowing that someone's gone missing and nothing's been found out.
He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryou Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back.
What, a fire?
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality.
Blade testing. Like testing it out on me and Kazu. Suspicious.
He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Maybe it isn't him, I don't know.
Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
I will.
Don't worry, you have our word.
Yep.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
We still need to get info from the Nagato family.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
I wish this wasn't going as slow as it was, because just like... Genshin's got good writing, but occasionally they can go on a little long with certain thoughts of theirs, saying certain factoids that I feel like aren't, personally, at least to me, necessary. You just like what you could have said in one sentence you say in 5. And sure, certain people do talk like that, but not everyone talks like that. Not everyone's poetic and thoughtful. There's some people who just get straight to the point.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now.
What?
My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again.
Nope, we're just here to ask some questions.
I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
No, sorry.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Sounds like he became a hoarder.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby and I'm willing to support him, but making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens.
Huh.
On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Ouch.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
It's important to set boundaries. You did the right thing.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me.
Doesn't sound like he was angry. Sounds like he was delusional, honestly, to me.
The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand. Ame Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
Maybe.
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Ame Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument.
True.
This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Yeah, this has been confusing me the entire time. What in the world is happening?
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned.
Good idea.
Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance.
Somehow.
The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Not really.
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Well, perhaps the fire was deliberately used to hide the truth.
An interesting explanation. I was also considering this possibility. Ame Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato's collectibles. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men agreed to hide the truth of this matter. They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details, so they fled to protect their secrets.
Perhaps.
But it's a far-fetched theory. I can't imagine how they would have been able to reach an agreement. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict.
So maybe there was a third party?
Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
This also doesn't seem connected to the case of the attacker, at least from what I can see.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Yeah, I'm getting just like bleh in the head from all this. It's just like, are we gonna figure this out or no? Oops, missed some of the stream. Seems that you pulled for Scara. Yes, I pulled for Scara, and I, like, 30 pulls in, I got Chi-Chi, Izhao, and then, after her converting some star glitter into some wishes, I got, like, at almost full pity Scara. So, I got him, just took a lot.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far.
And if you couldn't tell, now we're doing Kazuha's quest, because we wanted to get the prerequisites for the Sumeru interlude quest going, because I have a feeling that is not an interlude quest I want to wait too long to do. Like, the Inazuma one, from what I can tell, it seems just kind of like fleshing out some characters with maybe a little bit of lore, or that might be important in the future, but I'm imagining, from what I can tell, just like Scara, you know, like being in the Sumeru thing, the Sumeru interlude, that's going to be important, so I need to do the prerequisites, which includes Kazuha's quest.
If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
This mystery is just taking forever to unfold.
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Good idea, Kazu. Hopefully that works out, because my goodness, I am lost. Like, mentally, I am lost.
Wait.
What?
I hear something ominous in the wind.
Is it our attacker?
This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear.
Shh, Paimon, he's trying to listen.
As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Knew we could count on you.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in.
This dude is like a search dog. Like, he can sniff it out.
It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
Tatarigami? That's one thing I didn't expect to hear about around here, since, you know, that's on a completely different island.
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation.
Oh. Hey, Kiri. It's good to see you back. Same thing happened to me. He lost the 50-50 to Chi-Chi at 37, then Scara came home at 78. Pity. He really likes playing hard to get. Yep. Sounds like it. You got him in 10 bulls? Jeez, that's nuts. Good for you, at least. I'm a little jealous, but man, that's lucky. I agree.
We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Okay, Kazu, I'll put on my stealthy shoes.
Huh. So it's an underground warehouse.
This doesn't sound good.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
True. But you don't need to mention that, because come on, Kazuha was right there.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
Surely someone would have noticed.
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
Good thinking.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
It sounds dangerous.
If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth.
I guess.
You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
Paimon equals unknown god, BTW. I'm not so sure about Fat Fury, but it's not out of the realm of possibility as well. What?
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
I'm not sure that's a good or bad thing.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us!
Oh my gosh, Paimon.
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place. 2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Let's hurry.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
Well, if I can see with elemental sight, then yes. Or, well, it's right here. Or, wrong direction? No. This way. Where are you going? Am I going the wrong direction? Or, nope, I'm still going the right direction. Ah! Okay, we're good.
From this point, the trail appears to split into 2. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here, and seems to be dissipating slowly.
2 parts that would correspond to Mr. Nagato and Aminoa Yuya?
Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly trails! They're acting really strangely!
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
They're digging something up. What are they doing? Okay, never mind.
Nice and straight!
Be still.
Okay, more Hilichurls. Really? Okay, fine.
Get out of here!
Time to yeet and delete.
Everybody stand but eat this!
Kamisato up. Suiyu.
It's...
Can we have all these bursts? Zhang Ling's burst was just traveling off screen. Like, okay, can we stop with all the bursts? Thank you. That was a bit much on the visual clutter.
Ugh! Look at this red stuff. What is it?
Please don't be blood.
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look.
Let's see, what does it say? I am Nagato. I was wounded by Animoa Yuya. He took my most precious blade. I chased him but could not catch him. I lay down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I thought that I might croak right here. My stomach kept on bleeding, but it seems that some strange power has sustained me. Why did he steal that blade? I was going to sell it to him. He even burned my warehouse down. It hurts, but for some reason I can't fall unconscious, so all I can do to distract from the pain is write. What will happen to Sachiko? Yuji, I'm sorry to them. I really am. Only now do I realize how stuck in my ways I was, and how blind to my obsession. I must have been cursed. I collected all those strange and bizarre things, but they won me. Not one iota of happiness or warmth. Put all of it together, and still wouldn't have been worth a single word from her mouth. Thank you, and sorry for letting you down, Sachiko.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato.
I'm gonna stop lurking and head to bed, and I'll try to join again next stream. Alright, well, see ya, Petra. Hopefully you had a fun time, and, I don't feel like you have to show up to my streams just because we're buddies. Buddies, if you got things to do, I understand 100%. But let's see. Oh my gosh, I need a stretch. Okay, that feels better. Arm was cramping up for some reason.
Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
Is he dead?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us.
Yeah, I think he did.
Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the Hilichurls. There's nothing more for us to find here.
Let's ask the Tenro Commission to do a thorough search later.
Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right, so let's get moving.
How did it come to this? It's not in his nature.
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them.
Obsession?
I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
I thought it's the other dude who's alive. Like, come on.
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
Yes, Paimon.
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Okay, well, we're gonna be floating on the wind, I guess. Following the scent. Did the guy swim here?
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Huh.
Show yourself. It's no use hiding anymore.
Man, I don't usually hear Kazuha shouting. That's kind of odd. Usually so calm. You again.
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before. What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Meyuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Meyuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
The blade?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
The blade's controlling him?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity.
Okay, then.
The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy, Ame no Meyuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams.
Alright, but what do you have against Kazuha's sword?
As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me.
It's so weird hearing a sword talk, basically.
He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own.
What? Okay. Tibet has its own laws. Yep, that is definitely the best way to put it.
In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So, swords can become conscious and control people?
I guess.
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home.
How in the world did you provide a consciousness to a sword, and what is happening? I am lost.
I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power. The might of Ishin art.
Ah, so Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun.
Okay, so that's your goal.
Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Okay, then. That ain't happening.
Gather!
Get out of here!
Me!
Out of the way! I'm the frying pan!
We shall rewrite history! Join me and sever that divine light!
Mind the deluge.
One with nature.
Okay, there you went. I was like, where did he go?
History! Join me and sever that divine light! Solidify! Still rewrite history!
There we go.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Calm down, bro.
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
Then we'll smash you to pieces.
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure.
When we say shatter you to pieces, we mean the sword.
By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
I guess.
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you?
I think so.
On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Amenome Yuya and make your escape.
Oh, true.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth.
Huh.
But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
This is bonkers. Like, I just can't even fathom what's going on. I'm sorry that I'm not talking. But it's just like, okay, a possessed sword just like I can possess other people. Okay, that's weird. I'm trying to follow this.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Huh. Good point. He's actually smart.
Silence, you blabbering fool. I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality.
Okay, so how are we going to resolve this? What?
It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
I think he's got some trump card that we don't know about.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenome Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is a risky strategy.
This is the only way to save Amenome Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenome Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Yeah, this doesn't sound like a good idea.
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me.
Aw. Well, thank you for trusting us.
We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Alright, it's not like I can stop you.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Kazuha.
Kazuha?
That was about the same delivery as Paimon.
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment.
I can hear your voice. You sound in pain.
It's all right. So far, this was as I expected.
If something feels off, let me know immediately. Like, immediately.
I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Good point. Man, our boy's smart.
Wait a minute. Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
That should fit the bill.
All right. Please lead the way.
What about Amenoma Yuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey.
Yeah, I'm a little worried.
Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Alright. Well, looks like we gotta go back to the same place that we did those fights with Raiden before. Let's see. Up and away we go. Come on. Come on. Why did that not work? Was it because I was out of stamina? That was the problem. Because it can't really do much when you're out of stamina, if I remember correctly. Okay, over this way. Alright, don't be too complex. Let's go. Time to beat up some more Ronin.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Okay, we're playing as just Kazuha and Kazuha alone. Okay. Get close to the fire, please. Thank you.
Wind strike. As one with wind and cloud.
Man, Kazuha just by himself with this is powerful.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
I think so.
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm.
What?
Let's keep going.
Okay, but I don't know why, but it would do that, but okay. Guess it's working out to our advantage.
Let's get down to business.
Come on, get over here. Come on.
One with nature. Fine.
You okay? Get over here, everyone.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
It's handy to have all these fire braziers.
Whoa, something's up with the blade.
It's grown dimmer?
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
What about you? Are you gonna be okay?
But what would that do to Amanome Yuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
And this sword is putting up a fight. Odd statement, but it's true.
Time to go. Wind strike.
Come on, kid. I wish I had my other characters, but that's okay. Shouldn't be too bad.
As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
I didn't realize you could hold his skill. His E skill.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Perhaps this time, we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the?
What?
Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk.
The wear and tear is severe.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
Will he listen to you?
I finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
There they are! Take them down!
Oh no.
Where do they keep coming from?
You shouldn't fight with his blade anymore.
Yup. We can help this time.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Good idea. Everyone's still there. I think I may have lost internet connection for a minute, maybe. Could be wrong, but I have a tablet that I keep chat open with, and the chat wasn't showing up for a minute.
The wind knows me. The clouds high. The birds call.
There we go.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
Turns out there ain't.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery.
So, did it not know that?
Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition.
Why am I low-key sad for a sword? This is an odd story.
You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
Yeah, what are we doing now?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
All right. Sure, why not?
When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been.
I don't know if it's just me, but the sword story kind of reminds me of Scaramouche's backstory. It kind of does, actually, now that you mention it, yeah.
A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith. That they were still worthy of being trusted.
Huh.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were warped by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path.
Huh.
This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
I am still just like, what in the world even is this story? Like, what even?
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey.
Just one quick thing just popped into my head. Why is this a requirement for the interlude of like for Sumeru? Maybe it just has to do with the whole, like, it mentioned Iridori Festival, like, lore about, you know, the 5 Kasen kind of whole dealio, you know, with the 5 sword arts getting messed up by Scara. And just in case people didn't do the Iridori Festival, I guess, since it is kind of integral knowledge to Scara. So I guess, yeah, maybe. Maybe that's why.
He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
Alright. But before I do that, I'm grabbing this chest because I saw it out of the corner of my eye, that whole cutscene, because oh my gosh, I need Prima Gems. Prima Gems.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about that.
So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised.
Well, that's good.
My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since.
Okay, yeah, now I'm kind of feeling bad for it, the sword, as odd as that is.
My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. the next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
Yeah, I have no clue.
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
Alright, we'll let him free.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor.
If this guy understands all this, I've been doing this for an hour and I still don't understand this.
If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryou Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Well, what would that mean? Thank you for the Prima Gems. Any chests? Nope. Okay, we can leave now. Wow, I can't believe the stream's been going for 3 hours. I took a whole nap in between. I think it's been going for longer than that. Let's see. Well, it's been almost going for 4 hours now because we're at the 3:45 mark. I have a feeling, Lau, sorry to say, hey, I know I told you about I might do the Raiden second quest, but if I am going to do anything else, it's going to be something short, you know, like, I don't know if it is short, but I might do the TCG quest, since I want to be able to get the Prima Gems from that, as well as not be locked out of Mondstadt, because I don't want to accidentally start the quest, because I already did that accidentally yesterday.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash.
That was a much more relaxed occasion, Paimon.
Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin Art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma Art, Amenoma Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Are we gonna get a fight? Okay, I get to play as him. Alright.
One with nature.
Use the beach for some elemental reaction. Come on, over here.
Time to go. Into the wind. Fallen leaves, adorn my night. The wind knows me.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go.
Thank you for the experience.
Let's see. Oh yeah, no problem. I'm used to disappointment. Play whatever you want. I'll stick to crying in the corner, unable to co-op the Raiden fight. Oh, I'm sorry. Since I can join your world now, can I not just do it from your world? Like, couldn't we do it that way? Or is that not how it works? I'm not for sure how co-op works if you're able to do that. Like, I promise I'll have to get around to it eventually, because, keep in mind, I want to do the Inazuma interlude, which the Raiden's second quest is a prerequisite for. That, Ito's quest, and Kokomi's quest are all prerequisites for it, so I'll have to do all those eventually, no matter what. But see, we could still possibly technically do it. I'm not 100% for sure, but we could try it at some point, my dude. Like, come on, we don't have to, like, 100% be like, oh, woe is me, we got no options. We should at least try it at some point. Me go to your world and we do it. Since now I can join yours.
Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art.
Quick question, does whatever this guy's name is, of the Aminoa stuff, is samurai dude that we fought with, does his voice actor sound familiar, like someone we've already had in Genshin? I can't think of who in the world, or like, I recognize the voice actor from, but it sounds familiar to me.
I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Aminoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Aminoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
Sure.
What does he want to go there for?
Maybe get repaired?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
I wouldn't know. Doubt it appears on someone's IMDb page. Well, hey, we found out about what's his name? Capitano's voice actor being the same voice actor as Yoimiya's dad. and I think so, from like the IMDb page. So so somehow someone figured that out. So it wouldn't surprise me to figure that out.
It's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
My brain just clicked with who it sounds like. I can't remember their names, because it's been like literally like 7 years since I've watched their channel, but it sounds like one of the Game Grumps. I can't remember which one, but it sounds like one of the Game Grumps. That's who the voice reminds me of. Anyone... I think that's who it reminds me of. Oh, Lord. Well, if that's actually true, I'm gonna laugh.
A prized Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Wait, he's not dead? Sorry, but I accidentally clicked the head of the text, but he ain't dead? Okay, good news. We don't have to tell his wife that he's dead.
Really? Is he okay?
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, It seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a good idea.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
All right. I'll smack you upside the head if something happens, don't worry.
Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
I trust your judgment.
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come.
This is cool.
Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I am ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
Aw, that was kind of sad. I don't know why, but it was.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Huh. That's kind of... This has been a kind of weird but cool story.
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them.
Well, it was a bit dangerous if you ask me.
I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me, just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way.
Well, I guess it is the same goal in a sense.
After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Well, Thanks, bud.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
Well, I wonder what that response is going to be, yay or nay, because I honestly have no clue. I'd imagine the boy just wants to wander as per usual, but I'm not 100% for sure. Back up here again, where we first met ya, my dude Kujo Kamaji.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanoma Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
That's good.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin, a weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art.
So, you really are going to continue on with it, my dude. That's great.
And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Kazuha's quite a noble dude. Always sticks to himself, what he believes in.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination...
Yeah?
Let's see where the wind takes me.
Why did I know you were going to say that? I was literally going to suggest that. Just go wherever the wind takes you, and, well, doing just that.
You must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. Paimon was ready to ask her a million more questions, but didn't want to seem too pushy. Like, about these descenders. So, does that just mean people like you who come traveling to Teyvat from someplace else? And as for your brother... so many questions. Let's go find Nahida and see what else we can find out.
Thank you, Paimon, for that, but, I don't think I'm doing that quest today since it's probably at least multiple hours. Well, my friend Lau is playing Genshin at the moment. You know, my voice is kind of starting to get a little wacky and I need food. So as much as I kind of wanted to do the trading card game,
where do you want to go next?
I think I'm probably going to take a break and then just hang out with my friend Lau. So as much as I kind of wanted to do the TCG quests, I'll think I'm saving that for another time. Wow, what are you wanting me to do us on stream if you're here? What? Or are you here? What are you wanting me to do this on stream? Do the Raiden? No, whenever you want. Well, Well, I just meant I'm just gonna, like, I think I'm gonna end this stream because my voice is giving out on me. But I definitely want to test out the Raiden thingy, don't worry. Alright, so, yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna end this live stream here, and we'll do the TCG game another time. I might accidentally start the quest another time as well, so I'll just have to stay away from Mondstadt until then. Language, Mr. Lau? I'm surprised it didn't get censored. Anyway, hey, I'm definitely gonna be ending the stream here. Thank you for post-censoring it. Anyway, hey, hopefully how is butt censored? Yeah, I know, I've seen that problem pop up. Yeah, I don't get it either, it's dumb. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream, and if you did, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing if you haven't already, and hitting a little bell to get notifications whenever I upload a new video or do a live stream. Wow, you're making me laugh. I can't do my outro. And I'll see you guys in whatever I'm doing next. And if you guys want to know when I'm streaming next, it'll probably be next week, whenever the Overwatch Winter Wonderland event starts. But if it's not then, you can always check out my Twitter and my community tab, because I'll always post whenever I'm going to be live streaming, so you guys know in ahead of time. So hopefully I'll see you guys in whatever I'm doing then, but until then, this is Bumper signing off.